Pete!
Yes.
You remember last Friday, Christoph Kemper phoned me?
Oh, yes.
And I filmed the phone conversation on my Instagram page.
Yeah.
And it was a really bad line.
Yeah.
And I couldn't hear what he was talking about.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure he was talking about some new product he's releasing called the Kemper Proton.
Kemper Proton.
He's only sent me one.
Has he?
I'm so excited. Can we open it up, see what it is?
Absolutely.
Let's do it.
But do we have to stand back since it's a Proton?
I'm not sure really. I've always wanted a Kemper Proton.
Oh! Oh, it's a double packed.
Is it even? This says Kemper. Maybe
That's
it's
wrong.
Not. Maybe it's not a Kemper. It was a bad line.
It was a very bad line.
Double boxed. Here we go.
Okay. Well, it says Profiler Stage, so
I totally
really
misheard that.
You really misheard.
Let's check this out for the first time ever.
Ooh, ooh, ooh.
Nice.
I like the silence. That ooh.
Wait, it's a tiny weeny bit like deeper than I thought it would be.
It's
But
shorter.
it's narrower because
It's
of course
shorter
it's
than I
got
thought.
it's got no expression pedals on it. So. It's really nice.
Yes, but you know, you can get so many great expression pedals.
Okay.
Oh, look, my favorite thing of anything. Stickers.
Stickers. That would make a nice tattoo. Do you think Christoph has got a tattoo like that?
He has, but I'm not going to tell you where.
On his butt cheeks.
That looks cool, man.
Right, okay. Instant reactions. Nice. Feels sturdy. Looks cool.
Can I touch, please?
Not too heavy. It's like sort of. It's not as heavy as something
It's
like
not
that.
It's not heavy as a
Helix
Helix heavy.
No, but it's sort of similar. Someone was saying I was watching that this is supposed to be crazy heavy, isn't it?
Yeah, that's.
It's about the same, isn't it?
Yeah.
No, maybe a bit heavier. The Profiler's a bit heavier. Anyway,
So here we go. Let's just have a size.
So, purpose of this video, unless you guys have been living under a rock for the last week or so, you will have heard that the clever guys at Kemper, who currently you can buy their profile technology either in something that's being affectionately referred to as the toaster or as a rack unit that we've got down here. Comes as powered and passive versions, but currently, or up until now, the only way that you could kind of use a floor controller with your Kemper was to either just have a completely separate MIDI floor controller. A lot of people bought the Behringer one, you know, to use with it, or was to have the dedicated Kemper Remote.
Yeah.
And now, of course, with the new Kemper Stage, everything that you can do in either the rack mount or the toaster Kemper, plus the Profiler, plus actually I think a couple other things as well, you can now do from one completely standalone floor unit.
It's not powered. There was a whole lot of thing about
it was
can drive to cabinets,
badly described. Not badly.
Yeah.
It was sort of. It would have been easy to interpret the way Kemper originally described this as the monitor outputs being able to power cabs, but you can't. Everything on here is line level outputs.
Yes, you need an F and R. F and R cab.
An R and F and R. You need to either run this into your desk or front of house or powered cabs or separate power amp and cabs or whatever.
Use the power amp of your.
You could use the effects return on an amp maybe.
Yes.
But anyway, I mean, we'll intersperse this video with a bit of playing, but we're not really going to focus too much on the playing because the guts inside the stage are identical to the rest of the Kemper range. I guess what we should get out the way early doors is that right now, buying the Profiler Stage is about £400 less than buying the passive one with the remote rack. So straight away, it's by some distance the most affordable way to get your Kemper and floor unit in one. So
I think the people that this appealed to, if it's me, I wouldn't sell. I know I can see that people are trying to sell their rack units or their toasters and stuff, and then having this in a studio. I would use this for live, but keep this still. As a second thing, because this is more pliable.
Let's do again.
Plug it in.
So let's plug it in, see how it powers up. So whilst Pete's plugging all this in, I'll just say again, if you are an existing Kemper user and you've got all your rigs programmed in and all your favorite sort of settings on your rack mount or your toaster style Kemper, same that you would do, back it up to a USB stick, USB in the back of here, all of a sudden everything is transferred to a new unit.
Yes.
So I think, again, we'll try and keep this to sort of the objective differences between the two. So let's zoom in on the ins and outs and everything on the back, and let's compare it to what's on the rack one and the remote. So
USB.
So yeah, let's start on the Stage one. I have one input, and then I have two stereo send and returns. Well, they're mono sends, but stereo returns. So what have you got on the back of yours?
They work a little bit different. Return input, alternative input, direct output, and send. This works a little bit differently.
So you've got a single send and return. I think which can
We can also use as different
you can use same on this. You can use the returns as things like auxiliary inputs if you want to. But so you got two send and returns on the Stage, only one by the looks of things. If you go rack. I've got XLR main outputs, and then I then got a pair of a pair of jack main outputs and a pair of jack monitor outputs.
Yeah, I have got one monitor output.
What, a mono monitor output?
Mono output, and then of course I've got the speaker.
Oh, you've got the powered one, haven't you?
This is the powered version.
I've got a headphone output.
I've got that on the front.
I've got SPDIF in and SPDIF out.
I've got in and out as well.
Wow. And then we've got 4 remote pedal options, which can be used either as expression pedals or a whole gamut of different kinds of switching options if you want. You'll notice, of course, there is no volume pedal in here. Now, the most popular and recommended Kemper expression pedal is the Mission one, which you can get on the Andertons website.
Green as well, same color.
Obviously, the way you would attach the expression pedals to this unit would be via here. So you've got 4, basically.
You've got 2 here.
I wonder if potentially you could use 6 then maybe on this if you really wanted to use
4 is more than enough. But it does have a lot of stuff you can
MIDI
do
in and out?
MIDI in and out. I've got MIDI through as well here.
Oh, okay. And USB, I've got both. I can't remember what these are called now, but both the traditional.
USB, and that's for your that's for the USB stick, and that one is for the editor. I've got the editor on the back and the USB on the front.
So the only real difference then between the two here is that we've got more effects send and returns. We appear to have more effects send and returns on the Stage one, right?
Okay. Yeah, and I believe that is where you can put some pedals in, right? Your own overdrive pedal in.
Absolutely, yeah. Loop your own overdrive pedal in, put your own favourite delay pedal in, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's have a little look about maybe how the pedals and the buttons are laid out differently. So really what you immediately see the difference between the remote unit that you'd use with the desktop ones or the rack ones versus the Stage is that the buttons, the actual foot switches are identical and pretty much identically laid out. There's still all those momentary kind of foot switches, although there's a little bit more space between the buttons on the Profiler. You can see
you can have bigger feet.
So if you've got slightly bigger feet, but other than that, they're all laid out in the same place. The screen is the same size,
and the screen is the same as this. I use this. I saw
LCD.
Some people were commenting, why haven't they put a touch screen on? Why haven't they do that? You can't see that when it's actually these are really good in direct sunlight because you can do the contrast.
Yes.
So it's. That shows up really well.
Yeah.
Because I've used them, so you can see it
but
really nicely.
But you can see now between the Profiler Remote and the Profiler Stage that even the graphics that are on the pedal board is all the same. So
with the
super familiar territory.
Yeah.
So let's have a look at how the actual buttons and the knobs on the top half of the screen are laid out compared with the rack. Let's have a little look. You've still got this concept of a sort of a signal path. Same here really, with your stomp pedals first, then your amp and your cabinet stuff, and then your effects at the end.
Yeah.
You've
got an on and off switch here, which I saw that if you have to hold it. You have to hold it down before it shuts down. So you can't
which
do
is
it
clever,
so you can't do it accidentally.
All the knobs underneath the display are the same. They're different kinds of knobs, but they're the same basic position. You've got volume and gain either side.
Volume and gain.
There's
browse, boom, boom.
There's really very little. I just
Master
saying
volume
here.
there.
We seem to have lost the permanent controls for delay and reverb.
Yeah.
Compared to here, so presumably the only way to adjust those is now to go into the menu and.
Yep, you don't have the tuner there anymore because of course you got the tuner there.
Button, yeah.
And then you got browser, perform, profiler here. So, but you only got browser and perform here, between the two.
Yeah.
There and there, easy peasy.
Isn't that largely because I always thought on these that they're almost, there's no point of the Profiler mode. It's just literally browser. Well, Profiler mode, you would presume just access.
You'll access that in the menu.
But that whilst you're actually using it, you're only ever in browser or perform mode.
Yeah.
Aren't you?
Oh yeah. People set up the performance mode, so you got if I just click here, so you'll have, for instance, they'll all be like different amps as you go along. Where I normally would just use it in there and have one amp here, one amp there, and then have the pedals on the top.
Yeah. Well, we've got a morph button here, which doesn't appear to be on here. I did see, I should mention there are some terrific videos on the Kemper site, tutorial videos.
Yes.
And also some terrific videos on the Tone Junkie site.
Yeah, they've got one already.
And he also is another one of the big Kemper user, does all his own profiles and stuff. So they're cool. But I saw the morph button was about, fundamentally morphing two amps into one. Morphing from one sound to another or one effect from another using an expression pedal.
I like this lights up.
Yeah, it's
That's
cool.
very cool.
All the navigation seems to be the same. Again, you browse your different amps and rigs and stuff using this. Your bass, middle, treble controls are always there for you, whatever you want to set. Again, master volume, gain, master volume. I did see, again, I love the way this works. You start adjusting master volume and it immediately tells you, right, you're now adjusting main volume, monitor volume and headphone volume. And SPDIF, not SPDIF volume, sorry. And then you can go into one of the system settings, say, actually, I only want the master volume to do main. I don't want it to do monitor or more likely the other way. But yeah, it is literally,
I'll tell you what,
everything you get in the Big Daddy Kemper for less money.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, we saw at NAMM, we saw the new editor.
Yes.
Where you could hook up and it was all like a kind of thing, you had everything underneath. I think with this, that's what we need to have. So you can sit and noodle around and then save it and do that stuff. That's the rig manager is not quite there yet.
One of the biggest appeals of Kemper for me is that it is just about finding profiles that you like and just going, great, I'll use that one. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
You know, as opposed to if you are going to go with Fractal or Helix or even Headrush or something like that, there's a lot more sense that, oh, I really need to understand how to edit this thing and, you know, tweak it to get. Whereas I like the fact that with Kemper you can just go through, you can choose a dude like Michael Britt or Tone Junkie or Amp Factory or whatever and just literally go, he got a good amp sound, I'll use that one.
I'll use that one.
You know, boom.
Easy peasy. I noticed something when I watched one of the Tone Junkie videos that these are the 4 pedals. So when you click that, it goes into the very familiar display that you get on the remote unit.
Yeah.
So you literally, as soon as you click one of these, you can see the booster's on, the compressor's on. You just go back, then you've got your normal settings. So that will take you in. So
it's very
if you
clever.
are using it like that, then so there's a few things that's different, but that's into deep editing, and I'm sure there will be a million videos out there very, very soon.
So there we go. Look, killer product. Well done, Kemper. I'm sure we'll keep this unit and use it plenty in videos that we do. Just a reminder again, these are in stock now. It's not one of these products that's been announced and you've got to wait for 6 months for it to come out. If you choose to buy one from Andertons, do take advantage of our interest-free credit, free shipping, all kinds of good stuff like that. But yeah.
I do believe you have to be
and
quick.
Actually, and we have a special relationship with the guy at Amp Factory who does a lot of the profiles for this. So when you buy one of these, you also get the option to add in like a half-price Amp Factory bundle as well. So that's the same on all the Kemper stuff. So there we go. Please comment below. Would love to know whether or not you think this is really just going to appeal to existing Kemper users who will just want to add this format in, or whether or not you think something like this is going to convert people that might have looked at Helix or might have looked at a Fractal, you know, floor unit or a Headrush something and go, no, I'm gonna go Kemper now. But hey, thank you very much, Kemper, for sending this over. So Christoph, Thomas, all the team at Kemper, you are all geniuses.
Geniuses.
What's the plural of
Genii?
Genies. You are all genies.
In a Kemper.
You're a genie in a bottle.
Yeah.
I'm gonna rub you the right way.